Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to episode number 5, the three amigos and Connor. Today, our special guest is the one and only Isaac. On the team, we got JJ, Bale, CJ, and me, Quincy.
And today we're just gonna talk.
Yeah, and you know, I had a great experience with these guys. Talked at the canteen. It had to be an hour, and
We talked for so long.
We talked NBA basketball. We talked baseball, and ballet. Boy, I've never seen a young person know so much about sports. And his dad played professionally, so it was real exciting for me.
Nah, he played D1.
Yeah.
College basketball.
College basketball.
That's my little boy over
But
there.
he played in Europe and stuff, didn't he? Did he play somewhere?
No, he just played D1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, Isaac,
Yeah.
what is your favorite team in the league?
You know, I'm a big New York fan. I root for the Knicks, then I root for the Nets. So I'm a big New York fan. I root for the Yankees and Mets, the Giants and Jets, the Rangers and,
Yup.
you know, the
I'm a-
Islanders and so forth, and even the Devils. Anything close to home.
Everything close to home.
I'm always a hater. I'm always gotta be different. I'm the opposite of everybody.
Bro, get out.
He's a New Yorker that likes the Cowboys.
He's a hardcore Curry fan, bro.
I like the Cowboys. the
Hey,
Golden
we
State.
could all like different players. That's cool. I mean,
But as a basketball fan, like
because you're from Philly, it's okay to like the Sixers.
You know,
I'm from Philly, I don't even.
honestly, you know what my favorite sport is? You know my favorite sport? Baseball. I could talk baseball. Man, baseball, that's my jam.
That's my favorite too when it comes to talking about stuff because there's so much craziness in baseball over the years. What's your favorite team?
My favorite team, you already know, it's the Yankees. My boy,
I'm a Blue Jay fan.
I like the Mets more than the Yankees. You can't like the Mets more than the Yankees. Like, let's be honest here. You can't like the Mets more than the Yankees.
But as a because we know you were a coach. As a coach, like when you're watching sports, how is it like so much different? Because you're like, because I know even my dad, he'll just yell at the TV and be like, "What are you doing?" Like he's coaching them.
It's crazy. When I was coaching, actively coaching, I used to try to watch for things to learn so I could use. And I learned that watching college basketball
That's the best basketball.
was really learning how to pass and cut and move and set screens. NBA, unless you're like, you know, the Warriors were a team that did a lot of that, but most of the teams, it's, you know, a lot of one-on-one. If you look at the Knicks stats, they're probably the most one-on-one team in the league with the least amount of assists overall.
Yeah.
You know, it balances out because they had among the fewest turnovers ever, you know, during the year. So who knows? Maybe one-on-one's the way to go.
Wait, so Isaac,
Hey, I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's okay. Even like as basketball's changed now, it's so much different from back then. Like
yeah.
it's
Like the
more of
rock-
a like you could say it's a team sport still, but players are trying to go solo and try to be the way they are. Like even in free agency, they're not as loyal as they used to be, and they're not.
Well, it's all.
Yeah,
Many-
it is. And
I don't blame them because now the money is crazy. A great baseball story to tell you was a guy named Ralph Kiner. He used to work for the Mets. He was the voice of the Mets back when they first started in the 60s. And he played in the 50s and late 40s for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And they were a terrible team. But he was a great player. He led the league in home runs 7 years out of 10 that he played. And in RBIs also. So one year he's leading the league in home runs and RBIs, and they come in last place. So next year he wants a $15,000 raise. Right? Guys getting millions now, $15,000 raise. And you know what they said? They said, "We came in last with you, we can come in last without you." And he never got his money, and he kept playing.
Dang.
Look at Jimmy Brown. Jimmy Brown was probably the best running back in the history of football. He
Yep.
was incredible.
he was a human tank. Like a
He
human
was, there
tank.
was nothing like him. And his last year, he wanted a little bit of a raise. He played 10 years and, you know, won the rushing title like 7 of those 10 years. His team was championship caliber most of those years. And he wanted a raise, and the owner didn't want to give it to him, so he retired.
And a lot of times,
And he became an actor.
players quit their sport because they're not getting paid enough.
All the people with Jimmy names, yo, they be mad tough at sports. Like Jimmy.
Did you see Jimmy Butler in the playoffs this year?
He was on.
Wow.
Jimmy Butler was a man on a mission, just trying
The
to go
way that
out
he
and
killed
win.
Giannis in the first round. Wow. 4-1. He was dunking on
Against the
him.
number 1 seed.
50 ball on him.
You gotta remember, Giannis missed 2 games,
Yeah, that's true.
so that's a big difference. You know, I still think Milwaukee's the better team.
Even-
But Jimmy Butler had some runs.
Yeah.
And the thing is, even without Giannis, they were
They-
still
they
the
had,
number 1
like-
seed, though. So
They had like
it's expected that you win, but for them to go out 4-1 like that is it
that's
was
insane.
it was surprising, but it wasn't too.
I didn't expect it.
I mean, I expected it once he went out.
Yeah, I'll be there in a minute. I got
The Heat had they had mad undrafted players,
a podcast with the kid, I promise.
like 7 or 8.
5 minutes. Fine. What's that? Okay, bye. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, it's okay. It's
Not-
perfectly fine.
He's a man on business. He got
You gotta make that paper money. You know what I'm saying? You
do
gotta
what you gotta do.
get that cheddar cheese. You know what I'm saying?
CJ,
But
CJ.
you know,
Yo, he's always thinking about food, bro.
you know, I heard a couple things. I heard you grew up in Brooklyn, and one of our producers, this boy Oscar over here, he Brooklyn, right? You Brooklyn?
Yeah, I grew up in Coney Island,
What was it like? You know, as a kid in the 70s, what year?
60s,
60s. 60s.
50s. I don't know.
What was it like?
It was like you never locked your door. You never locked your door.
Now you have to.
Everybody came in and out of your house. Your friends, you know, all my neighbors were like my second parents. It was really cool. You know, Ron will tell you the same thing because he grew up, you know, around the same time I did, and it was like such a different time. You know, you got up in the morning on a Saturday, got on your bicycle, never came home till dinner time. You know, you did what
That's how I do now.
you did what you wanted. You were safe, and your parents weren't freaking out when you were away all day. It was just a different time then.
Now you gotta lock your door. You have to be extra secure
I
because
got my curfew set down like 9 o'clock sharp.
Because it
I'm
was-
home by 9 o'clock. I'm getting
my
at
parents.
least 10 calls.
I mean, you know what my parents used to say to me? They used to say, whenever the street lights come on, you gotta come in.
Yo, the street lights.
The street lights?
be off.
Yo, if I'm outside playing basketball and the streetlights come on, bro, I'm Usain Bolting home.
Yep, I gotta run right home. I used to figure out the time of when the street lights would come on
Sometimes they come on like later than other days.
because
or they come
I
on
think it's
early.
because like the sun. And all
I
that.
think it was on a time. I think
Yeah.
it may have been on a sensor sometimes where
But
when it gets a little dark, it comes on.
But like as a kid, like then I feel like it was like much more fun because nowadays you can't even like travel public transportation without worrying.
Yeah, I
and
think it was good. I think since the pandemic, things changed a little
Yeah.
bit, but it was New York was always pretty safe for the last bunch of years. It's just recently maybe things, and I think things will get better again.
I have one more question. Like, how much has camp changed since the beginning to now?
Oh my God, we had 2 little horseshoes of bunks when I got here. The playhouse. There was 1 theater. It was a barn, and
It was the
converted
only
in-
theater.
Yeah, the playhouse,
one?
and it converted into a playhouse.
Wow.
I mean, it was just small. It was great. It had all the elements it has now. Ron is incredible. He made it grow by leaps and bounds to what it is now.
Yeah,
It's just an incredible place.
He told us from that parking lot, like right behind the video, to like the girls' hill part of like only part of like a small part of girls' hill, and that was how big camp was. And like
Oh, camp was tiny. It was, you know.
It was like 92 people.
That's when he first started. He had like 92 people, and look now, it's just great. We had 3 sessions. Now we have 4 and
5 technically.
5 technically,
You messing with me and Quincy's glasses
and
and stuff?
5 theaters instead of 1. And we have this 2-story music production center and 15, 16 rock and roll studios. We had 1 or 2 back then. I mean,
Oh,
it's
wait.
just, you know, we have 2 big circus buildings. We didn't have a circus building.
And
We
are you?
did-
I heard the junior circus is getting knocked down and getting rebuilt now.
I don't know. That's rumor has it.
It
that
should.
Ron would, is looking at it.
Yeah.
He's looking to build a huge theater.
Wow.
Wait, what is he gonna call it?
The new theater? I don't know, but we'll find out soon enough. But he's
wait.
really going to build one, I
Where?
think.
And they're building a new bunk
You
over
know
by the
where?
field
If you
house.
go to the area by the
Sports?
field house, that
Yeah.
whole area there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you realize, if you go down that hill where that gate is, it goes right into the other 3 theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he wants to build a set design place, stagecraft area off of that theater, so it'll service all those theaters.
So it'll be like the pavilion, just to like
it's-
twice the
it's-
size on steroids.
Something like that, yeah. It'll probably be more like the Scott, twice the size,
What? And
The
the
Scott
Scott
is
is big.
nice.
The Scott is big. It's big.
It's nice.
And it has like
AC,
6 studios.
Like movie theater seats.
Yo, I can't wait for this. Yo,
Yep.
Oh, we gotta talk about this Broadway trip coming up soon on Lazy Day. Yo, this boat, that's gonna be nice. I'm going. I'm finna be in the city. Walking around a little.
No,
tourist-
you're not.
I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna
CJ, they're not gonna let you off a leash.
I'll walk around. Like,
Nah, he gonna look like those little kids with the backpack and the leash on him.
That's what they need for CJ.
bro. Alright,
We
but
have to put him on leash so we don't lose him, because he'll be too excited.
Well, hold up. Our time is running out. We gotta wrap it up. It was a great episode.
Last question.
Oh, word. Bradley.
I think I got 3 great ball players, all a little bit older, and I think by getting those guys and paying so much, they don't have any depth.
They do
And
have
I-
depth.
I-
They
I-
got a
got
good bench
Bobo
now.
I don't know. I think we got to see that, because if they don't have the depth, I don't think they're making it.
That's what happened
They're
this
getting
year.
the championship. I don't think they have the depth that they
I
really
don't think.
need.
Yeah, I think once the bench comes in,
And I think you got KD hasn't played, more than 60 games in forever, and Beal's been in and out, so. But he's been hurt. I mean, I think you got guys that are, towards the end of their career. It's like one last hurrah, but they're great players. KD is one of the best ball players, in the world. He's incredible. I mean, the way he shoots and the way he moves for a guy 6'11" is incredible. So, anyway, we're gonna.
We gotta wrap
we
it
gotta
up.
wrap it.
It
But
was a good episode.
this was a
Episode
great
5.
episode. Episode 5.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you, guys. It was
you.
great being here, and we'll do our sports talk again at the
Yeah.
canteen.
Word.
That was a